Okay guys, second set. Bisu is coughing, I think he has cancer, but now he has to win one more game to get into the round of 16. And now I'm pretty excited because now Bisu and Stork have a legitimate chance of getting into the round of 16 together. We might have Bork power in the OSL for the first time since the Bacchus OSL. And actually the last time they went up against each other in an OSL was the Batu OSL, the game where I actually coined the term Bork, the Dragon Ball Z fusion of Bisu and Stork. But here we go. Dreamliner is the map. I'd like to see a nice standard game on this map, so come on guys, no cheesing. Of course I know Bisu's not going to cheese because the Overlord Scout's going to be so early, but here we go. Except, okay, over at the 3 o'clock position in yellow is Hyvaa. Scouting in the right direction, cheater! But down at the 6 o'clock position in red is Bisu. So Bisu is going to go for standard play. There is almost no other choice for either of the other races to go for cheese. This is basically, Zerg is the only race that's going to go for cheese. Unless we have, of course I wasn't really thinking about the non-Zerg matchups. We got Protoss versus Terran, and you could definitely have cheese in that matchup, I think. I saw players are starting to scout for cheese on this map now in that particular matchup, so I guess I shouldn't say this is just a Zerg cheesy map. But Bisu is going to go for a standard pylon first at the natural expansion, forge, fast expand. He has no other choice, because if a Protoss player did go for proxy gateways against the Zerg, it will be scouted immediately by the Zerg, and they would be able to react by putting down the spawning pool earlier. So here comes Bisu, going to sneak into the main of Hyva's. And let's see what he finds. I think Hyvaa is just going to go for his 12 hatchery. And the good thing for a Protoss player on this map is Bisu will be able to deny the natural expansion for a long period of time. As you can see, he's already being annoying inside the main, trying to damage the drone as best he can. It's going to be difficult to do. One strategy I've actually seen Jangbi use is to send out 2 probes. He has a probe looking for another base at the time, then he comes into the main with 2 probes, and the 2 probes are usually able to take down 1 drone. And if they can't take it down, still they make all the other drones pull off the line, so I think that is a very legitimate strategy. But Bisu doesn't want to waste another probe, I guess. Bisu still hanging around inside the main. Hyvaa put down a spawning pool first. He wants to be a little bit more aggressive. Can't hurt on this map. Definitely can't hurt to try to beat that cannon timing. But I don't think that's going to happen. Bisu he was throwing down his cannons. I believe the last time I looked at his natural expansion, the Overlord is hovering over there. So if Hyvaa doesn't see any the cannons aren't up yet, but Bisu, I think he knows his timings. I think he's going to be just fine with his cannon timing here, even though the rush distance is fairly short. Let's see if Bisu can block the choke a little bit. No, I don't think he was able to block the choke at all with that probe. As Hyvaa running towards the natural expansion, will Bisu be able to defend? That will be the big question. But Bisu is following those Zerglings, so he knows where they are at all times. Here comes the cannons. The second cannon isn't going to warp in time, so hopefully Bisu has brought some probes off the line to block the choke. He has 1 probe in position. Hyvaa, is he going to go for it? Is he? No, he's not going to go for it. Hyvaa might have been able to get a lot of damage done there if he skirted by the that first cannon, but that first cannon, I guess it was in a good position. It would have been very difficult to run by under that cannon and not take a lot of hits from the cannons. Probably would have been able to save maybe 2 Zerglings inside of the main, which probably wouldn't be worth it. But now Hyvaa is going out to expand again. A standard 3 hatch opening from him. As Bisu going to have that second base up and mining right now. He's a little bit off on his probe transfer timing, but hey, whatever. And now Bisu skirting along the edge of the big plain on the map. Is he going towards the natural expansion of Hyvaa? He wants to get a little bit more scouting information. But Hyvaa doesn't have his circling speed up yet, so the scout might be able to sneak in. At least Bisu needs to know about that third base that's out there, and I think he either assumes it's out there or he's going to scout it very soon. He's going up to that position right now with his probe. He's just trying to keep that probe alive, dance it around, and make Hyvaa suspicious about which base he's actually going to go for. Here comes a layer up for Hyvaa. And since he put down 3 hatcheries, I think we are going to see a standard build. It's a miracle. A standard build from a Zerg player on this map against a Protoss. Excellent. So okay, now we get to see a little bit of balance. We get to judge the balance of this map a little bit more now that we see a macro game. Okay, Bisu did see that hatchery coming up at the 1 o'clock position. So at least he knows this is a standard build. He's safe to throw down a Stargate, and he doesn't have to throw down cannons everywhere, at least not to start out with. He's going to go in with his first Corsair Scout. That's another big advantage for a Protoss player. You can get in the Corsair Scout very early, and so I think we'll see Bisu going past that Overlord. Of course, he doesn't even have to take down the Overlord with the Corsair anymore, because that Overlord's going to die to this Dragoon, who was glitching a bit. Glitchy Dragoon, still glitching a little. But Bisu is going to take down this pesky Overlord. So the Overlord goes down. The sound of a dying Overlord. Okay, so the Overlord died, and now Bisu is preparing another Stargate, a second Stargate coming up for Bisu, and +1 attack for the Corsairs. Heavy air build from Bisu, so I think he is anticipating a Mutalisk build. And even if Hyvaa doesn't go for a Mutalisk build, oh man, this is going to devastate Hyvaa, at least for a short period of time, as all of his Overlords start to die horribly to the amount of Corsairs that are going to be flooding into the base of Hyvaa. Man, another Overlord going down. That Dragoon has killed 2 Overlords now. So on top of those 2 Overlord kills, we're going to see a lot more Overlord kills from Bisu, especially with that +1 attack for the Corsairs. He's pumping double the Corsairs, double mint Corsairs, so he's going to destroy everything that Hyvaa has. And since Hyvaa, he canceled one of his extractors at the natural expansion, looks like he wants to throw down another base. So I think we're going to see a Hydralisk build from him. Yeah, another hatchery coming up, so we are seeing a Hydralisk build. So Bisu is going to have to kill a lot of Overlords early in the game. If he doesn't, he's not going to be able to supply cap Hyvaa, and that's going to mean a lot of Hydras pushing into his natural, and he's not going to be able to deal with it. But the robotics facility coming up, he is going to transition into Corsair Reaver, a very powerful build, especially having your Reavers outside the front like that. Having the robotics facility right there is going to help against the huge Hydralisk onslaught that's going to be coming his way very soon.